All right, guys, it's Paul Singh, the Market Speculator with bullsonwallstreet.com. Today, we're talking about how we trade continuation patterns. We're going to use a recent winning trade in NVDA. It was a second or third trade I took in 2017 here. And what we see here has been in a trend. And for some people, this can be a little bit difficult to play because it's already made a pretty significant move, and that can scare people. A lot of swing traders like to focus on breakouts or the initial move, where really the easy trade is once that period is over and you get into that continuation phase. And that's exactly what happened with NVIDIA here. We can see it had made this run from 60 to 120. And if we pulled this thing out further, it's even been in a bigger continuation phase. And through this phase, there have been periods that have been optimal entry points for trades. We had one right here, which we took. And there was another one back in here, back in here. And basically, we're looking for that spot where we're not chasing, where we can get good reward to risk and a potential quick momentum move. As swing traders, we don't want to be stuck in stock for 6 months. So we want a move that can come in a week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month or two. That's the time frame we're looking for here. That's exactly what happened with NVIDIA. We were in this continuation phase. We can look at the longer term continuation. We can look at the shorter term continuation. We had a breakout here. It continued, and then it pulled back. And this pullback phase is what we are focusing on. Now, there's a couple of ways we can play this. Maybe the trend is over and we can trade one of our topping setups, one of our parabolic short type setups. But here we got indications of continuation, and that is what we played. So the first thing we're looking at is how's the volume pattern? And you can see here, it was a pretty good volume pattern. We've had a strong volume pattern in this stock going back over a year here. Now, we did have a little blip on this pullback here, but what kept me from shorting it or trading it to the downside was the fact that the next day it came back strong, reversed that downtrend on heavy volume. So we could almost negate this previous day here. So once that happened, instead of looking to short it, we're looking at it as a continuation play. It broke through the 9, and we were talking about this in the trade report. It's broke the 9, but what we want to see is a remount. And I trade a lot of these pullback remounts when I'm looking at continuation plays. And you can see very clearly we got the remount of the 9 EMA, that's the 9 exponential moving average, right here on the 9th, January 9th. That's when we took the entry here. Stop below the lows of this day here. So 98 was our stop level. Entry was right in here at 107. And then we took our profits here at 115, which was actually on the low end of my target range. I was really looking for 120 and maybe even a breakout of 120. But as you guys know who follow me, who are on Bulls on Wall Street, we've done a ton of blog posts on this. On both, I've done other continuation pattern posts, so you guys should be really familiar with that. And also, we don't hold through earnings. And earnings is coming up in here, so I figured there could be some volatility in here that we don't want to deal with. So we'll get out for that nice 8-point gain, which is exactly what we did here. So nice 8-point gain. It did run up to 120. It would have been great to capture that 5 points. But with earnings coming up, and you can see the volatility we're getting now, now that earnings are in play here. So, but really good example of the continuation pattern here. Put this in your toolbox, in your repertoire of trades. We've got breakouts, we've got continuations, we've got different short patterns. This is one you should be definitely keyed in on now, because with the market moving since election, we've gone past the breakout phase or initial momentum phase in a lot of these stocks and are now in continuation phases. So keep an eye out for this setup in your watch list. You're going to see a ton of them either now or coming in the next few weeks here. So that's it for our lesson here on continuation patterns. Next up, I'm going to go over the cyber trade, which we took shortly after this trade. So keep an eye out next week. We'll have a discussion on that trade.